It's 11:48. It's PM. It's the 10th, right? Should be January 10. Still. No, it's January 11. Snowing outside. January 11. It's almost 10 minutes to midnight. There was a large shooting in Tucson, Arizona that it's just all over the news. You just can't get it out of your mind. You know, it's probably the worst now that there's so many sides to the victims that though the shooter seems to be so ignorant that he was able to come up with this. The way it's unfolding, on the personal tragedies are unfolding as all these different people, these different lifestyles that have this ignorant person that seems to have this psychotic intelligence where he, prior to killing, he was attempting to either pull his associates or his classmates in by his language or his questioning or just his thoughts on what his abilities were. You know, the things that he said and the things that he came to do was all to bring everybody into his mind. The man was young, as I see him. He was young. He had what appears to be a promising future. He was really quite good looking, I thought, in the beginning of the pictures, and then by the time you see him, when the police get him, he's a horrible figure of something we actually make jokes about on the Addams Family. You know, those of us that watch television. You know, this psychotic person brought together this frame of ideas that seem to make sense in the way the personal tragedies are told, and yet he's so totally ignorant. The man seems to despise language. He seems to despise structure. There's nothing has more structure that I've ever found, you know, having first seen it in the 6th grade, is English grammar. You know, there's a great structure there. You know, this person is so anti-structure, to see that things are actually built. You know, he seems to be anti, you know, that things are put together, and I don't know. That's about all I can make out of this. This person is evil. He's evil, and all the commotion about it is about the guns. You know, what we got to do about guns. You know, I think we've pretty much done everything about guns. You know, what we have to do is what we have to do about drug addicts. You know, because above all, that's what this guy is. He ain't nothing but a drug addict. You know, he's got, you know, a person can have a hobby, you know, be into photography, be into painting, race cars, fishing, skateboarding, and then that phrase comes in about recreational drugs. But these drug addicts don't live for that. They are drug addicts. They are not doing recreation. They are self-medicating, is the medical term that the doctors use. They call it self-medicating. The guy is trying to feed an illness with whatever he can stuff in him. It really doesn't make sense. They keep throwing the gun regulations, you know, and, you know, I think a lot has been done for the gun regulation that still lies below the surface and still gives everybody a good freedom to have the kind of weapons they want. And, you know, I don't think we've really seen a lot in the assault weapons like we might have seen, like, you know, the Uzis or the MAC-10s or the AK-47s. You know, we're really seeing the substance of technology as it evolved into the weaponry that is available for the home. Which really hasn't gotten out of control. It's the drug addiction. You know, this person, you know, is just a drug addict. He just wants to pull people in, probably wanting to sell them drugs. He would rather find a crowd he could sell drugs to than that he could be in a classroom with. You know, the tormented mind of the drug addict would really go in that direction. I'll go to college and I'll sell drugs. You know, I'm going to go to college and sit in a classroom. You know, he's going to go to college and collect up, you know, human lives. You know, and I think it's really that simple, except for the tragedy of what this kid did. You know, that he shot the little girl and the reverend, or the guy that went to church. He protected his wife, and the things that he did. You know, the psychotic mind that walked into that parking lot is still a drug addict. You know, it's something for the police, I think, and not for the sociologists and the psychologists. You know, they already lost a lot of their mental institutions because their employees were a bunch of thieves, and some of them are drug addicts too. You know, so they're all going to turn around and they're going to try to, you know, bury the past, their crooked past. You know, and leave it to the police. Your weapons have been brought along right with technology. The weapons have ridden the wave of technology for your home. You know, the MAC-10s, the AK-4, you know, if you want that kind of stuff, if you got to get a special permit and you don't, you're an idiot. You know, you're a troublemaker. But these are drug addicts. You know, don't try to you know, mold it into some sort of social dilemma. It's not a social dilemma. It's a social cesspool of drug addicts, meth labs, and now the pot is being contaminated in order to drive the addiction into the marijuana users. You know, which I've been trying to say on the internet wherever I can. You know, don't smoke pot. It's got something in it. You know, but I'd like to say that here too. Don't smoke pot. It's got something in it. They're after you. You know, the police are doing a great job. They're battling crime and winning. And these criminals are looking for new avenues to get you. And you should keep that in mind. And it's a terrible tragedy. I'm going to leave it at that, because anything more I have to say is just going to, you know, make me angry. And I can't stand drug addicts. But it's really that situation, I think. Okay, it's January 11. It's like just 3 minutes from midnight, and spent all day repairing my laptop, and I'm going to leave it at that. Gee, God bless the people there. You know, I have a little spot in my head that Arizona's got a lot to learn. You know, they're going to try to hide behind the guacamole and the cowboy hats and the cowboy boots. Well, I think they better take a closer look at their society, because they're a criminal hideout. You know, they live right there at the border. There have been so many killings over the last year. Arizona's really got to wake up and, you know, take a better look at that flying, flaming bird. Well, we'll leave it at that. Have a great day. Okay, we're out of here. It's 1 or 2 minutes before midnight. We're done.